Good morning, traders. So how are we going to trade the Dow Jones today? So first thing first, on the daily, we had a fantastic green candle, and we closed ever so slightly above the previous high. Okay, was a bit of a sell-off in the close. We'll look at that now, but we have gapped up, and we are basically at new all-time highs. Okay, so normally what happens on the DAX, on the Dow, when this happens is we have sort of a bit of a gentle pullback through the morning, some consolidation, and then we continue this move to the upside. Okay, so there was some positive news coming out of the US yesterday with the Canadian and Mexican treaty being formed. And then obviously there was also news coming out of China, where China is starting to reduce some of their tariffs. Okay, so they're starting to open up the economy to trade. And, some could argue that Trump's madness is starting to pay off, that China is starting to feel the heat and make changes. I have a different opinion, but we'll just leave it at that. So anyway, let's just drill down to the 30-minute here to see exactly what transpired yesterday. So yesterday I gave you two levels. The first one was where we interacted with the 200 moving average on the 30-minute, and it was also a previous swing high over there. Okay, so in other words, this was a breakout. We broke above this resistance level, and we came back and used it as support, and then immediately pulled away. So that was your first entry. Your second entry was at the gap close here. Okay, so typically how I do it is I'm in here with a relatively small position, stop quite far away, and as soon as you see there's confirmation, you add to that position to make it your full size position and move your stop to below the lowest point here. Okay, and that would have netted you a good, I got out at the previous high here, so that was a good 230 points. You could have held on for a bit longer. You could still be holding on if you wanted to. Okay, and yeah, so that trade played out pretty well. So now what we want to do, and the other thing you could see is this trend line here was not quite respected there. So what you can see what would have happened here. I'll just do that. You can see this trend line. There were buyers that stepped in here, but then the ambushers came in and pushed price down, looking for a better level, which was a retest of this breakout point. Okay. So it's always, for me, these downward diagonal lines, I never really trust them. Okay, especially when I have another level pretty close to it. So I'd rather wait for the level to be hit than take a trade off the diagonal line. Okay. So what are we doing today? So let's just get rid of all the noise and let's just look at what the most logical scenario is here. Okay, so that is the previous high. Get back there. And you can see we got above it, we closed below it. So we didn't close on a new high, but we have now gapped up. Okay, so one of two things. So either we come back to test this level, or alternatively, we bounce off this previous high here. What could also happen is we could target this inside tail here. Okay, so moral of the story is quite simple. We have some serious diversions here. I just want to see if they're on the 4-hour as well. Okay, ever so slightly on the 4-hour between this point and this point. Let's get so you can see there the oscillator is pretty much flat, but you see those 3 bars created a new high. Okay, if you look at the stochastics, we've had a crossover. We're pointing up. We are in the overbought territory, but when we're in a pretty strong trend, it can stay like in overbought territory for quite some time, as you can see here. Now we had quite a few 4-hour candles in the overbought territory before we sold off. Okay, now the challenge is that we don't have anything to the left. So we don't have any levels to the left to worry about. So now what you've got to do is you've got to focus on your measured moves. Okay, so first measured move is this one. Okay, so there's the first measured move up there. What does that give us? 26970. So you can almost round that off to 2,700. Okay, that would be a round number, so that's the next level. And the other measured move that you need to concern yourself about, and this is the one that I pretty much pretty sure that we're going to be trading for, is, I'll give you the level now, and that is 27,200. Okay, so that's kind of the two levels that we are looking at. Now, if we just come to the daily here, no diversions. We are sort of heading towards overbought territory, but there is still a little bit of juice left in that we can still move to the upside. So what you want to do is you want to wait for this half-hour pullback to play out. Okay, and you can see here how we were outside the Bollinger Band here, grouped up, and well, that's one of the reasons why I took my profits. So you could see all these things happening, and then you were expecting a bit of a sell-off. Yeah, we did gap up, but it doesn't really matter so long as you make money. Okay, so what am I doing on this today? I'm waiting for a pullback, and then I'm back in long. Now, the areas I'm waiting for are either what's this, 26842, alternatively 26820. Okay, now looking at the moving averages, we are in a pretty strong uptrend at the moment. So I would almost be inclined to believe that we are probably more than likely going to bounce off 26842. Okay, so that's my take on this at the moment. I don't see any opportunities for shorts. I don't see a reason to be short. And if you did get in long here and you are still long, by all means, you've made the right decision. Stop would be moved up below this previous swing low. Okay, these two bars here would have been the profit taking, because we had made an all-time high. People would have just taken their profit because they either ran through the day, the intraday traders, or it could be people still further down that decided to take their profit. Okay, so yeah, so I think buy the dips is the strategy on this at the moment, and we'll keep doing that. For now, I really would like to see something change on these oscillators. Maybe a better plan is to actually just look at the 12 minutes, and see what happens on the 12 minutes. As you can see, we are looking a little bit tired on the 12 minutes here. Okay, we want a little bit of a pullback and then a consolidation. So there is also this possibility, so don't lose sight of that there is a gap at the bottom. So yesterday's closing gap is open. So there is an outside possibility that we close down to there. And that's creepers. Okay, so let's see, we pretty much closed and then gapped up straight away on the next bar. Anyway, so that is also a previous swing high. Okay, but you can argue that that was tested. We came back, tested it, and that test has been successful. So maybe this gap is going to stay. This gap will stay open. Very possible. So it's very possible this gap stays open. So this gap stayed open. We have another breakaway gap. Very, very strong possibility of that. The only thing that's concerning me is all the oscillators are grouped in to the overbought territory. Sorry, and you would expect some kind of a pullback. Okay, now the other thing that is forming here, okay, so so that's the current upward trend line you can see. So yeah, that's kind of my take on this. There is an outside chance that we pull down to 27,660 area. But yeah, I think for me, just going to watch this thing on the half hour, stick to the strategy, wait and see what happens. I think this level's already coming up now. But yeah, so buy the dips. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. If we do get the oscillators grouped to the bottom like this, off a level, then remember, inside tail. So there is an inside tail there. Okay, and we have this gap. So if we do get a pullback, a deep pullback into this area here, I'll definitely be long again. Okay, so that's my take on the Dow. For now, not going long at these levels, waiting for a pullback, and we'll buy in on the dip. Okay, so last thing to look at, I just want to tidy all this up and have a look at the weekly at the moment. We are in a very strong uptrend. I mean, look at this. This is extremely strong. This consolidation has happened, it's finished, and the trend is continuing. The fact that we've broken above this level, okay, we haven't had a weekly close above this level yet. Okay, so this is the bar this week to watch. Concerning factors outside the Bollinger and all the oscillators grouped to the upside. But look to the left and you can see how this can stay grouped for quite some time. So from there to there, that was how many bars? Don't give me the bars. Let's do it from here to there. Okay, so that was basically over 15 weeks. So for 15 weeks, the oscillator stayed in the overbought territory. Okay, so that's why I say you can't really use it as the only thing to look at. You need to look at the levels and your trend, and the moving average is the best for the trend. Okay, so that's the situation at the moment. So I'm still looking for longs, and if we do close above this on the weekly, I think we have some serious upside to continues. And serious upside is this whole measured move up here. It's going to be, it's going to be a crazy level. There it is there. Okay, so we're talking about 32,000 as an ultimate target on the weekly. Okay, so that's that's my take on this at the moment. We rallied, we went into a range, and we are now currently breaking or testing the top of the range. Okay, so looking at the weekly. Okay, so for me, on the short term, it's buy the dips. So I'm looking for a pullback, whatever that pullback is, off any of the levels that I pointed out, and we're looking to get long again. Anyway, guys, that's my view on the Dow Jones. Hope it helps. And if you are long, congrats. No reason to get out. Just start protecting your capital by moving your stop up below the previous swing low. Anyway, guys, catch up with you later. Enjoy your day, and cheers for now.